Hey guys, my name is Wayne Bretsky. Welcome back to the channel. I did a video a few videos back that you guys really liked, and I figured I would follow up with it. I did a video about my everyday carry, the non-photography edition, and you guys liked that one, so I figured, well, why don't I go ahead and do the photography edition? So that's what we're gonna do today. The gear that I carry with me every time I go out to shoot. So it's my everyday photography carry. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to address is this myth that gear does not matter. You'll always hear the same thing, gear doesn't matter, gear doesn't matter. And I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. Gear does matter. However, gear should serve a purpose. You want to get quality gear because that just ups your production value, the quality of your footage, your photography, and your work, but it's only a portion of it. It's only a part of it. The other part of it is you as the artist. The gear is a tool and you want quality tools. Try telling a professional athlete to go start with like middle schooler gear, right? Like it's just, they're not. They're using the top of the line stuff because that helps enhance their athletic abilities on the court or on the field, whatever they're doing. Photography gear and videography gear is the same thing. It's a tool. So you want to have quality tools, but those quality tools are not going to make you a great photographer or a great videographer. I just wanted to, make sure I got that out of the way. I try to keep my gear set up simple, but as high quality as I can afford. Gear is expensive, man. Good quality gear is expensive. You get what you pay for kind of thing. And I can confidently say everything in this setup we're about to talk about, I use just about every time that I'm taking photographs. So without further ado, let's get into it. First off, I'll tell you a little bit about the bag that I use. So this is the rewind. This is the f-stop Lotus. I think it's a 32 liter or 38 liter. I'll put the correction on the video, but it's awesome. This is a little bit of an expensive bag, but I wanted to invest. I've used all kinds of bags. I've used bags that were 60 bucks off Amazon. I've used a couple of the $60 to $80 range bags off Amazon, and they work, yes, but I wanted something that was tough, rugged, well-built, and I know was gonna last me, so I invested in this. The price tag is a little bit steeper, but the quality is great. I liked this kind of tangerine orange. I'm actually debating on getting a second one just because I love this bag so much. It's not really a need, but kind of a want, so I haven't done that yet. I know I would absolutely, definitely get another one of these f-stop Lotus. F-stop makes a bunch of different kind of bags. I love this one, the Lotus. Let's open it up and look at some of the stuff in here. So my everyday photography carry involves 3 lenses. This is the first one that we'll talk about. It's the big baby. This is the Sony G Master 70 to 200. This is the first edition. They actually just came out with a second edition that's lighter. This is really just to show you guys what I use, not really review or go in depth of what they are. This is actually a surprisingly great street photography lens. You can kind of stay far back and zoom in and kind of snipe pictures of people and not be too intrusive. Of course, the image quality is incredible it's the G Master, top of the line. Great lens. I use this one all the time for street shoots. It's a little heavy, but it's not like insanely heavy. You'll hear people talk about how heavy and big this lens is, but I'm not a little bitch. So if you're thinking about getting this lens, just get it. Let me help you. Let me save you the trouble. Buy this lens. It's awesome. Okay, the next lens, since we're looking at lenses, this is the Sigma 24 to 70 f2.8. This was the first lens I bought with my Sony a7 III, and it is continued to be just the most reliable, well-rounded lens out of my whole setup. I use this one probably 70% of the time. For street photography, for portraits, it's just a great lens. I got the Sigma because I had heard great things about Sigma, and it was literally half the price of the Sony G Master 24 to 70, and I have no regrets. It's incredibly well built. You can really feel the heft to it, which to me gives it more of a premium feel. The image quality is fantastic. I have no regrets on this lens. I use this one, like I said, about 70% of the time. So if you check out my Instagram or some of my point of view videos, just about all of them are done with this thing. 24 to 70 is the most just useful range. If they made a 35 to 85 lens, That's probably the only lens I would ever use. Yeah, I love the 70 to 200, but 35 to 85 is like, that's probably my favorite focal range. So this lens gets used all the time. It's still in really good condition, but you know, I've definitely put it in its paces. I've done rain photography. I've just gone all around with it. I also shoot a lot of my B-roll on this as well. This one gets the most use out of my entire setup. Next, I've got the GoPro Hero 8. This is what I use for all of my point of view videos that you see on the channel. Simple, you just strap it to the chest, get your settings right and go. It's pretty much, you know, it's a GoPro Hero 8, nothing fancy about it. Oh, I guess since we're on lenses, the third lens I use is actually on the camera right now. It is the Sigma 14 to 24 f2.8. That lens gets used not too much for photography, but it's literally on my camera for my videos and vlogs, probably close to 80% of the time. So most of my YouTube stuff is filmed on this lens. Some of the B-roll is on the 24 to 70, but I use the 14 to 24 for a lot of video work. I don't do too much photography with it. I'm not too much into wide angle photography, but for video work, I use that lens all the time. But that's really it for lenses. It's those three, the 14 to 24, 24 to 70, 70 to 200. So I've got that whole range covered and I use them all just a bunch. They all serve a great purpose for my lenses. I don't have any prime lenses, you'll notice, because prime lenses are great, but I like zooms. It's just a preference. It's what I do. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but I like the zooms. Let's see. Next thing is I've got some filters that I use for the video side of things. Usually I will use this Tiffin Black Pro Mist. It's a 1/8 filter. I usually will throw it on maybe for some B-roll or some video work. And then the other one is an ND filter right here that goes on the 24 to 70. So if it's like super bright outside and I want that shallow depth of field, or if it's just insanely bright, I'll throw that on there. So a couple of filters that I bring with me. Here's a strap that I use. It's the Peak Design strap. This is the easiest and most efficient strap because it's got these little buttons or these little hook thingies, and they just hook onto the little tabs that hang on the camera. Favorite strap. It's comfortable. Got an SD card holder. Not a fancy one, JJC, got it off Amazon, just holds all my SD cards. And that is, as far as photography, that's really it. It's very simple. All of this gear serves a purpose. I don't have anything that I rarely use. This is a very simple setup, but it's very efficient. I will, a lot of the times when I'm shooting street, I will switch in and out between these two because these are my the two best ones for street that I've been using a lot. So I'll kind of switch in and out between these. And then as far as camera body, of course, the Sony a7 III, which is what I'm filming on. I'm thinking about getting a Sony a7 IV. One, because I really would feel comfortable with a second camera body for work in case something happens to the a7 III. Like for example, later this week, I'm going to shoot at a UTR Pro event, which is a pro tennis tournament. I'll only have one camera body, so if something happens to it, which has never happened, but knock on wood, if something were to happen to the camera body, I've got a second body I can use. I would probably use that as the primary and then use the a7 III as a backup. I don't know. Anyways, that is my everyday camera setup, and if you're interested, I usually back up everything on a Sony T5 or T7 external hard drive when I go to edit. That's really it. And it all goes in this bag, the f-stop Lotus, and I'm good to go. That's it. Gear does matter, but I also believe in keeping it simple, but get high quality gear. You'll just be glad you did. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys use for everyday photography stuff, what's your favorite lenses, all that cool stuff in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. I know a lot of you guys have been watching these videos, but you're not subscribed. I do vlogs, gear review, point of view photography stuff, editing, I mean, pretty much all that stuff. So come hang out, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.